Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Sundered. So, last time we started exploring the cathedral, and despite a lot of hardship, we have made good progress. We've found the last two missing abilities, and that is good. That's not the wall run, even though it kind of looks like it. No, this is it. Gravitational boots. Yeah, climb up walls from a running start. Yeah, okay, I mean, it does say that in the description, so... Oh, hey, I didn't even realize or remember that I was this close to Scavenger. Anyway, as you can see, as you may be able to tell if you remember where we left off last time, I did do some farming, or not explicitly farming actually, just some exploration in the cathedral area. I did not cover a huge amount of area. I did not unlock any more of those elevator or train stations or whatever you want to call them. I did explore one area that turned out to be an endless horde, and it was just, I mean, you know, I've been recording these, you know, my first pass through these in the past, but for that one, I figured, I don't know, it's ultimately, it's just more of the same, right? We've seen the enemies, we've seen the general kind of structure of the area. That was just pretty hectic, pretty rough enemies, lots of those huge Medusozoa enemies, which have made me seriously consider going into that area with the shield piercer upgrade, which I guess I will just do. Yeah, I'll probably just do that. For now, I have my third shard slot equipped. I don't know how much money I ended up with. Not a huge amount, but enough to buy this extra perk finally, and you know, make my way most of the way to the scavenger, which I want just for convenience. I guess I want them more so than anything over here. I mean, the extra health elixir is big, but that also is basically the furthest away upgrade at this point. So yeah, that makes sense. More armor obviously also useful, especially since it scales. I mean, I guess once we bought everything, that's that, right? Not getting any more powerful than that. So it's not like we can keep leveling, unless, of course, there is some kind of way to spend more money after the tree is filled out. Anyway, for the time being, I've just put in basically my go-to, what's going to be my go-to farming setup if I'm going to end up doing a lot more specific farming. Yeah, I'm going to exchange one of these, either Shard Collector or Golden Charm. Well, probably Golden Charm. Although, I don't know, actually. I mean, I still like my Assassin. You know, if I'm gonna put in one damage increasing, melee damage increasing perk, I guess this is still gonna be it. Over just straight up damage, just because crits are fun. And I've just been a little bit underwhelmed with the shard shard income, I guess, whatever, shard collection in the new area. You know, just because there's well, there tend to be slightly fewer but very large enemies. So, I don't know, maybe that's just not as efficient shard-wise as very, very large numbers of smaller enemies. Especially because those big Medusozoa are still kind of slow to kill. And there are a lot of those cultists, which also have a shield, also take, you know, several hits to chew through. The shield breaker is going to help a lot with that. And I wonder if... Yeah, I mean, since I'm going to keep Assassin, I'm going to keep Shard Collector too. I was just thinking that maybe Golden Charm would be better, because maybe they just haven't been dropping that much per enemy, or... I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, the reason why I'm here at all, despite not being able to spend anything, is because I have one new charm from that Horde area, that Endless Horde. Energy Absorb. And I haven't even looked at this. Gain a 40% chance to regain energy every time you land a critical hit on an enemy. Gain 5% chance to land a critical hit. Oh, really? And no disadvantage. Interesting. Wait, so what is energy though? Energy is that ammo? Or no, that's stamina, right? Or, you know, the yellow bar that fuels your dashes. 40% chance per crit. And increases crit by another 5%. I mean, so if I wanted to maximize crit, this would be the way to go. But I think with the next upgrade we should be... Well, we'll see how much the game actually gives me. It says 8% more, I think. But I can see myself actually ending up with 45%. It might just give me 7 again, like that one time. You know, either way is fine, of course. Although, then with this energy absorb equipped, we could end up with a 50% crit chance, which sounds pretty nice. But I don't know if I'm gonna go for this. I mean, energy is nice and all, but you know, once I actually get around to upgrading energy at all, which I have still not done a single time. Yeah, that is energy. Okay, of course. What else would it be? You know, we'll have all the energy in the world. I guess more is always potentially better, but yeah. Anyway, for now, I'm gonna keep this because, you know, long story short, I'm actually going to make my way to that one area that requires the grapple, down in this area. I guess I'm just gonna make my way there off camera because it's kind of at the bottom of the area. Shouldn't take, you know, shouldn't take too long to get there, but you know, it's a bit of a walk through known terrain, so. Oh, and well, yeah, I suppose I have to actually enter the cathedral area in order to show you the map and, you know, be able to show you where I picked up that perk. But I hope I'll remember to do that later. Anyway, for now, I'll just make my way to the grapple point. It's that one grappling ring that's been stopping me. Okay, here we are. And we can finally just fly up, no problem. Oh, and then continue to wall run, I suppose, because why not? Almost didn't make it to the platform, that's fine though. And those hordes, okay. Okay, slightly tougher enemies here, if that the treasure was any indication. Okay, this is gonna be... Well, it's not gonna be a trivially short section, I think that's safe to say. I probably shouldn't linger much more than I mean, I guess ultimately it's up to me, but obviously with all of these horde sections, there is no end to the enemies, that's the point. So, you know, I can kill a few enemies here and there, as I have been doing, for extra cash. But in general, you know, we just want to get through and see what the reward is. I have actually wondered if maybe the final reward for this is going to be crushers. We haven't seen those in a long time. Makes sense, I guess, because they're only in this area. Anyway, I was wondering if maybe the final reward here is going to be... What? Nothing? No, not nothing, but one of those 2 remaining, well, special nodes on the tree, you know, like the one that gives the discount, and the other one that was not a discount, but I'm forgetting exactly what it was right now. Oh, the better, just a stronger finisher, wasn't it? Yes. Perfect. Perfectly timed. Get hit by that. Okay, you know what? Oh, okay, treasure room. Yeah, I'll take a treasure room. Obviously this place is a little bit dangerous. Constant barrage of lasers is still just as, you know, as much of an issue, of a potential issue as it's ever been. I wonder if these enemies are actually tuned up from, you know, enemies that we've been fighting here near the beginning of the game, because they've been able to deal quite a bit of damage to me. There's still... Oh, no, actually there are ticks versions. Yeah, never mind. I should just have paid attention to that, and things would have been clearer. Clearer. Okay, so they don't look that different. That's why I was wondering. Especially the meteoroids, they look literally the same. Maybe ticks are really just scaled up versions that don't possess any new abilities whatsoever. Treasure. I insist on getting my treasure. I'm sure you understand. Oh, Yep, okay. More treasure, can I please? Oh, come on. Yeah, I can reach, no problem. Wow, I've actually made a lot of money here. Maybe this is a good farming area. I mean, these enemies are manageable, especially because, you know, they're tougher in terms of the damage they deal, but they're still relatively basic in their attack patterns, right? I mean, the lasers are certainly, you know, a little bit annoying and it can become overwhelming, sure, but if you keep moving, you'll occasionally just, you know, outrun the hunters that have been accumulating in one area. That being said, I'm already starting to take damage again, because... Oh yeah, you know what? I've also not been doing, even though being technically aware of that being a thing, is grappling enemies. Maybe that could be used much more effectively than I've been doing. There's something off to that side. Yeah, I guess I should go for that, shouldn't I? As opposed to opening the shortcut first. I mean, the shortcut isn't really gonna help me that much. I don't think it's that much shorter to go from there and to start over, basically. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, just bottom line is, these enemies are... I kind of hate those setups where you literally can't reach them. Or not safely anyway, but okay, that's fine. Dodge that, please. Well, if I could do anything the way I was actually intending to do, that would be awesome. Yikes. Yikes! Let's not also get crushed accidentally or something. Jesus. Okay, yeah. You know, these enemies, not a problem. That's what I'm trying to say. No, it's not at all what I'm trying to say. But these are kind of manageable. I feel slightly more comfortable fighting large amounts of these enemies than the cathedral enemies, you know? And these are worth a good amount of money. So that's a decent combination. If I want to farm, you know, endgame difficulty enemies somewhere, I'd rather do it here than in the cathedral. So what do we get here? What is this? This room looks empty, but... Oh. I don't know what we attacked there. Was that just a treasure? This is a special room. What am I doing here? Oh, I triggered something without knowing what, because I was still just fighting off enemies. I'm moving on my own here. Press B, then X while on the ground. Stinger acquired. B, then X. Oh, it's a okay, a roll attack. Okay. Is that very useful? I don't know, but it's a thing. I wonder why it wasn't marked on the map at all. Why the room looked empty, or at least, you know, on the map. It was clear that this was something special, but at first I thought I just destroyed it. I thought it just said corrupted treasure, and I just got some money out of it. Which would have been weird. Unless it was a lot of money. But, okay. Again, I wish I could have, you know, just dealt with the enemies. Momentarily, at least. Allowing me to take a good look at whatever that was and what I actually did there. I guess I destroyed something. I went into the shell of this, I don't know, machine. Also, yeah, let's get out of here. I guess I don't have to, but I'm going to try and unlock the shortcut out of this area. Even though well, if I'm gonna use this for farming, I guess it would be useful to have that. But then, of course, I could also unlock the shortcut then off camera. I don't, you know, have to do it right now necessarily. But again, I might as well at least try. Right. Also, I'm not using the dash attack at all, or the unless can you use it in the air? No, it's said specifically on the ground. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not doing a whole lot of rolling these days, and when I do, it's usually for dodging out of the way. The damage didn't seem like absolutely amazing either. I mean, I'm sure it's good. It's better than one normal attack. Yeah, I guess it's like... Was it 800-ish damage? That's actually better than I than it seemed at first, but I think my best damage is still just standing there and, you know, repeatedly attacking. I don't know. I obviously, like everything, like every kind of special attack, there are definitely going to be situations where it's going to be extremely good. You know, it's not extremely good being out of healing and kind of trapped in one of those spike pits. That's not amazing. Okay. Yeah, I'm just actually just going to die here. And that's kind of okay. As I said, I don't need the shortcut now. If I'm going to come back here for farming purposes, I will, and I'll probably just open it up then. Let me just take one more look at the map just to confirm that there is nothing else to explore. Also, Stinger, yeah. Attack immediately after rolling to perform a powerful forward lunge. Again, yeah, like any special attack, I'm sure there are opportunities to use this very effectively when, you know, I actually have to dodge out of the way of something, and then there's something to attack at the end of that roll. But, am I going to use this on purpose to... I mean, I suppose, yeah, sure. If there's an enemy just a little bit too far away to attack right now, I could close the gap and then immediately attack. But am I going to remember to do so in the heat of combat? Probably not. And, you know. Anyway, Scavenger. Yes, let's do this. I'm curious to see how useful that's actually going to be in practice. And I guess before I go for any other small notes, I'm going to... Well, shield downtime reduction down to 2 seconds. That seems really good. Another health elixir seems really good. I'm gonna just go down this way here. Should I go for... Yeah, actually, a bit more protective. A bit more from protective upgrade. Definitely seems worth picking. Okay, we're reasonably close to health elixir. So that's good. Yeah, also pretty close to the extra armor, which I'm also gladly gonna take. And then the crit damage, yeah, it's all right here. Wonderful. Finish the charges, sure. Don't mind if I do. The final healing proficiency as well. What is this one here? More healing proficiency, actually. Okay, so we're gonna end up with a 500 health healing flask. Executioner, a lot more charges actually. If we are guaranteed one for every crit, and we're gonna be close to 50% crit pretty soon. So yeah. And then eventually I'll be able to finally start getting all of these energy upgrades, and I guess that's going to be helpful. Well, for now, let's first take a look. Wow, okay. Interesting. They're even... I guess there are better treasures? Obviously that's got to be what that purple thing is. What? There are hidden shards? I have been wondering, because there are supposed to be seven or fragments. I can only assume that's a fragment, not a shard. So I guess there is a hidden fragment per region then. Huh. Wow, almost no treasures over here. What a scam. And an extreme treasure density over here. Yeah, so I'm quite curious about the purple thing there. What is this area even? Do I remember what that is? That led up to the discount. Was it an endless hoard? I don't know. I guess I'll definitely go back and see what that purple treasure is, if that's... I mean, are there different types of treasures? Yeah, sure. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's just a kill room. That's probably what that is. Because I'm pretty sure there were some of those up in that area before. I think that's where we have those two back to back. So if anything, I'm surprised there's only that one. But I guess they're not that common. So I guess we just happen to only generate a single one of those this time around. Okay, but the big thing is, of course, that, yeah, I mean, that room, I don't know what room that is specifically, just from looking at the map like this. Oh, it's on the way to the boss. Oh, no, never mind, I do remember. Okay. So maybe it's not hidden. I was thinking maybe these can only be revealed, or they're maybe literally invisible, and you're never going to find them unless you have this upgrade. Or you know ahead of time where they are, because obviously that's not a randomly generated room. Yeah, and I remember what that one was. A bit of a navigational puzzle where we had to deal with lasers and hit a couple of switches to open the way to the actual boss room. And I was wondering about that upper corner that seemed inaccessible. Maybe it was just a matter of not being able to jump there, but I thought there was also a closed hatch. So, yeah, clearly there must be some kind of way to get there, especially now that we have all the abilities. And I had been wondering, to finally finish that train of thought, because there are 7 abilities, and, you know, and a total of 7 shards, but only, well, 3 regions with 1 boss each that give a shard, and 3 mini-bosses each, which also give a shard, which adds up to 6, not 7. So I was thinking that there must just be some... you know, 1 additional boss somewhere that also gives a shard. But I mean, I guess what would make sense would be 1 final boss, you know, after you deal with everything else. At which point, you know, you wouldn't really need to upgrade any more abilities, because that would be the end of the game. But I guess if there is 1 shard hidden somewhere, maybe in a location that you're unlikely to find without the treasure detector in each of the 3 areas, that makes perfect sense. Right, okay, so I guess it turns out that we have a little bit more to do here. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm gonna go out there and just confirm that it is a kill room, but that's almost certainly what it is. And then, of course, I'm gonna make my way down there. In fact, that's pretty easy to do. Yeah, that's quite easy to reach. So maybe just start with that, and then I'll do the checking here. Maybe just go ahead and collect a couple of treasures. Maybe I'll go ahead and actually do a little bit of farming here to unlock that shortcut, just so it's, you know, taken care of. Yeah, and do that before I head over to... Well, I guess I'm first gonna head over to Eschaton City. Where am I? Okay, completely lost track of where we were. Yeah, I guess I'll take another look at Eschaton City then and see if... Well, obviously, I'm now expecting to find a shard there, although it could be past that gate at the bottom of the prayer area, so prayer grounds. Or maybe it's in a place that I just am not aware of. But either way, I'm eager to find out and also see the treasure chest distribution there, perhaps, or if the map shows anything else new or unexpected. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a plan. Okay, I'm back in this room. The laser room, which did not take very long at all. And yeah, I had been wondering about this upper section, if there would just be a way through, but obviously, okay, I mean, that seems too far to... Does this lower laser ever go out? No, actually, that's kind of the point, isn't it? Oh, you know what? Managed to almost die there. That's great, because I completely forgot about the bottom laser instead. Okay, yeah, but that's kind of what I was thinking, that there would just be a way across the top here. And I could have done that back then, I think. Maybe? I don't know. I guess at least with the double jump it would have been possible, if still pretty painful. I'm just glad I did not actually die there. But yeah, I was just sitting here all along, and now we open up this shortcut for what it's worth. Okay. Yeah, that was all it was. I mean, I was actually thinking about that. I think when I rewatched the episode where I fought the boss, just looked at that and the way there, I saw that up there and thought, yeah, you know, it's probably just a matter of actually dealing with the lasers up here in this section, which I kind of, you know, ignored for the most part, because yeah, the main path through was toward the bottom. And I was thinking maybe it's just a matter of, you know, traveling along the more dangerous upper path. But then I never did go back. And I might have completely forgotten about it if not for the upgrade that showed the shard there, so I'm glad that they did that. Yeah, anyway, as I said, I'm gonna do a little bit of farming, I suppose. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look up there, and then basically clear out the horde area here, just for my own satisfaction, I suppose. Open up the shortcut. And then I'll meet you over in the Eschaton City, I guess, unless there's nothing interesting to find. Or if it turns out the shard is actually inaccessible or something. Well, we'll see. You'll see in a moment. Well, I'm still here. Here being the Endless Horde section in the Valkyrie base. I guess I'll just get myself killed now, because I've cleared this out of treasures. As you can see, I have a good amount of money I made this way. Actually, before I went to explore this, I think... Wait, did I do that before? I guess I must have done that before even going after the splinter here. Probably just forgot to mention it. Anyway, I have the monstrous lure on, which increases... At least I think so. Or I was thinking about doing that. No, I think I did, though. You know, the one that increases money from treasure chests, specifically, at the cost of, you know, spawning more hordes. Which I guess in the... I don't know if that even changes anything about endless horde areas where enemies are constantly spawning as it is. Either way, I didn't notice much of a difference just on the way there. I don't know, I guess the enemies on the way were also very, very low level, and thus not a huge deal. But yeah, turns out there are a bunch of treasures, or a bunch of treasure locations that I just didn't know about in that room layout, in that biome. So, you know, a bunch of places that I just never checked because they look completely inconspicuous. And, well, yeah, obviously that led to me finding a bunch more treasures than I normally would. Plus I have the lure equipped. So, and that, actually, literally just now, in that room where I ended, where I resumed recording, there was a treasure room with 3 treasures, and one of them dropped Monstrous Lure rank 3. So, yeah, I guess that didn't really come into play in this run. Hordes spawn 3 times more frequently, and that sounds bad, but then again, it doesn't sound that bad in terms of just farming. I left Assassin on, and I replaced you know, the crit thing that I should know what it's called because I've been using it. Shard Collector, yes. I did replace this one and kept Golden Charm just because I thought, I don't know, it seems like 40% more drops, shard drops from enemies seems like it would make more of a difference than Shard Collector, because this only ever spawns, I mean, it happens a lot, but it only ever spawns a small amount per crit, right? And if I just one-shot enemies, basically, 1 or 2-shot everything, I'm killing a bunch more enemies than I'm actually critting, or, you know, I'm killing just about as many enemies as I land critical hits. So I feel like this is probably more efficient. Of course, I could be using both, but, you know, either way. Ultimately, there are only 3 slots, and I have to pick and choose. Shield Absorber rank 2, apparently I found this as well. Don't even remember where. I think I got this. Oh, and by the way, yes, the purple icon on the map was indeed one of those kill rooms. As expected, really. What else could it have been? Yeah, I cleaned out the Endless Horde section and opened the shortcut. And I ended up with this amount of shards, which is pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. So we'll go ahead and get the final health elixir. Yeah, crit chance. It's gotta be 45%, yeah, okay. So it said 8%, I'm pretty sure. Didn't double check before getting this just now, but yeah, once again, it only gave me 7. You know, bit of a scam, but it's okay. Dominion's Guard, 6,880. But 66 armor sounds pretty good. This was finisher charges, sure. Actually, let's probably go for the best possible healing. Because we're doing just fine offense-wise, but, you know. This was the Executioner, yeah. You know, don't mind picking up some extra damage along the way. And, oh, we can't even afford this. That's relatively cheap. Okay. Max healing proficiency. Very nice. And, well, from here on out, we just get whatever. Fill in the blanks, basically. Do I keep up with this? I mean, I guess we should be fine with Monstrous Lure in Eschaton City. I'm definitely gonna unequip that one for the Cathedral and probably just replace it with the Shield Piercer for that one. Just because the enemies there are at least 2 kinds of enemies that are very common in the Cathedral that do have shields, and being able to deal with them just a bit quicker should help. So, yeah, I think that seems like a good idea, if I do say so myself. Anyway, we will just quickly head over here, take a look at the map, see what there is to see, and yeah. If the shard, I guess I was gonna do this off camera, but then I didn't consider that I would want to, you know, spend all the money. And for large amounts like just now, I like to do that on cam, just so you can, you know, witness all of the major points of character development. Such as it is. I mean, I guess in the end it doesn't really matter because every character is going to end up the same. Okay. There are kill rooms. Are there kill rooms in this biome? Did I know? Yeah, of course, of course. Okay, this one has at least 2. 3, in fact. The shard is right there? Huh. Must be a matter of hiding in plain sight, because I... yeah, I really don't know where that would be at a glance. Interesting. Well, I'll make my way there and pick that up first, of course. And then probably make a bit of a tour to at least go to the kill rooms, because those have a decent chance of dropping perks. We're still looking for more of those, of course, and for upgraded levels. And, yeah, but first the shard, I suppose, and then maybe another final round of spending. We'll see how much I end up with after this, after I'm done touring this area for pretty much the final time. I mean, obviously there's something at the bottom of this, but that requires fighting the final boss, or fighting the third boss. So maybe this is just where the final boss is going to be, but, well, that's going to be a little bit later either way. But yeah, the shard. Okay, already here in the central room, which did not take long to reach at all. So, somewhere along this wall? Oh, is this an opening? That is an opening. Wow, that's sneaky. Okay. You can kind of see it, but I just would never expect there to be something hiding here. So, yeah, good job hiding something in kind of plain sight. I mean, you know, it was hidden, but a slight irregularity in the wall. That's already a little bit irregular, so, you know, I forgive myself for not immediately thinking that there would be something, especially something quite so important, hiding there. Anyway, yeah, from here on out, I'm just gonna go ahead and collect whatever treasure seems convenient enough to grab, and, you know, especially focusing on the purple ones for the reasons already stated. And yeah, I guess because obviously this episode is gonna end up having taken much longer to record than the final episode length, I guess I'm probably gonna leave it at that then, and, you know, end this episode with another shopping spree, I guess, as I already said. So, yeah, see you in a moment. Okay, slight change of plan. Big surprise, I know. So, what did I do? I just collected more treasure. As you can see, I'm very rich. I was thinking about just going for 100,000 because I think it might actually be overkill to get every node that's left, but it might not be. I don't know. Things might ramp up towards the end, so I'm not entirely convinced that this is too much. That being said, I ended up making my way over here just to take a look, because I was thinking maybe, just maybe, that final shard, shard fragment, might be somewhere relatively accessible, and thus I could pick that up and maybe do one more thing this episode, which would be corrupting an ability, of course, namely the wall run, because I'm quite curious about what the upgraded version of that might look like. Because I wonder if maybe that would allow me to run up any wall, like even when landing from a jump. That would be quite amazing and quite the upgrade that would help with traversing this place quite a bit, I think. So I think that's worth going for. Now I looked around, and by the way, the area where so this loop here, that's the Endless Horde section that I explored off camera, and it looks like, yeah, it's strange. It looks like those 3 treasures are in a room that I haven't been to. It's not on the map, but I swear I have been there, and there was a treasure room before. It just was not put on the map for some reason. I don't know if I want to go back to that place again, because it's not a nice place to be. Just on the off chance that it somehow failed to map for some reason. I don't know. It does bother me a little bit that it seems to be not completely, mapped. But the game doesn't keep track of map completion or anything, so there really is no point. Anyway, so yeah, the thing is, the shard, to make it short, is right there, right at the other end of this room. So very, very accessible, unless there is some more hoop to jump through. before we can actually get there. If it turns out that that's not actually a door that we can use, and it's a bit more, it'll take a bit more effort to get to the shard, well, I'll think about it some more, whether I really want to make that trip right now, but I guess if I do it mostly off camera, it's gonna be fine. We'll see. I'll just make my way to the other end of this big room, which I think I might never have done, actually, so yeah, just hang on another second or so. Alright, we're here. Okay, we have some wind going on in this room, and the map claims there is an ability required, but we have all the abilities, so I'm not worried about that. I had also kind of forgotten about the extremely open structure of at least large parts of this section, so yeah, there aren't really any shortcuts that only open from one side, with the exception of the transit system. So what is this room all about? Can we not just go straight down here? Seems like we can, if we are willing to take a little bit of damage. Oh wow, this is uncomfortably close to the death mist. But we got... What? Oh wait, is this rising? Oh, why can I not... Oh, it is rising, isn't it? Yeah, you know what? I'm probably dying. Let's return to Sanctuary, actually. I'm sorry for not listening to you, Trapezohedron. Was kind of distracted there. Huh. Now I can't help but wonder where that would have... What else there would have been to that room, but I guess I'll just double check or, you know, return and take a look eventually. But we got what we came for. We got what we came for. I was kind of hoping just to go for 100,000 shards just because. You know what? I will do that. Just because I want to see that number once for some reason. So I'll just make my way over to the ability room and see what we get. And then I'll warp back and we'll spend stuff and I'll show all the perks that I found. Because I did find a few. And that's where we're going to end it for today. This time for real, I swear. So, let's see what we got. Freedom, sure. I believe you. Atlach Nachas Grib, or Atlach Nacha. Climb walls, anytime. Is that what it said? Yeah, okay. Oh, in fact, you just cling to it whether you want to or not. So we kind of have a messenger situation again here. Funnily enough. Wait, and it constantly resets my, or, yeah, refreshes my air jump as well. My double jump. Okay, that certainly makes up for it. I mean... Yeah, I cling to the wall, I don't press anything right now. I have to keep holding up to keep running, but that's, I guess that's how it was before. I can also still just run into the wall. Right, awesome. Yeah, it's just really nice to see that my hunch was correct. And indeed, the what seemed like a pretty glaring oversight or lack of functionality was completely intentional because obviously, yeah, we only got the basic version of the wall climb at first. And we had to work a little bit more for the full feature version, which also doubles as looking, appropriately disturbing, I suppose. I mean, I guess the flying figure is still humanoid enough, flying form, gliding form. This weird spider-like wall form, I'm not so sure about. I guess we spawn like an extra set of 4 more ghostly limbs in addition to already looking kind of purple. Surprised, if anything, I'm surprised in the gliding form we don't have ghostly wings like that to have a similar kind of overall appearance to this form. Anyway. Oh, I was going to make it to 100k shards, wasn't I? You know what? While we're here... This is so nice. So helpful. While we are here, there's a treasure here and another room that we hadn't been to. Wait, treasure is actually... Oh, below some rock. Right, I remember this setup. Just be quick before these stupid anemone things or corals or whatever deal too much damage. Still not a huge fan of those, and I don't think I ever will be. Ah, here we go. Okay, I was hoping to unlock that. We also have 100k. That's perfect. Everything's coming together nicely here. I also got rid of the you know, additional enemy spawns, which is certainly helping here. So, okay, that is still locked, still marked as locked, and it doesn't seem to lead anywhere. That's the mysterious part. There's also an ability to lock in this room for some reason. Okay, that disappears. Oh, we got wind. That's fine. Yeah, that lock symbol disappeared the moment I actually made it to the next room. I just wonder, that one does not seem to connect to another room, so I definitely have to double check that and see what that's all about. Maybe there is something hidden in the, you know, covered up by the dark clouds. That's not impossible. Anyway, we have the 100,000, and before the episode becomes too long here, I will teleport back one more time, and we'll see if we can actually max out the tree, or if there is another meta progression system once you're done with everything. Right, first things first. I equipped Shield Piercer in preparation for dealing with the enemies here. I did get Golden Charm rank 3, among other things, so that's nice. Yeah, 50% more shard drops from monsters. That's really good. And we have level 3 Berserk for a total of 60% extra damage. Minus 20 armor doesn't seem like such a huge cost at this point when we have 69. Nice. We have Shield Overdrive rank 3, Shield constantly regens. Honestly, I should probably... Oh. Yeah, no, I should probably not combine this with Shield Piercer, which lowers shield regen by 40%. Maybe if I can find something that synergizes well with this, because I'm definitely considering getting rid of any shard increasing upgrades at this point. Right, and we have Shard Collector rank 3 as well. Significant amount of shards after landing a critical hit. I mean, okay, that sounds good. If I ever want to go back to farming. Energy Absorb rank 2 apparently is new. Yeah, I mean, it was good before, it's even better now. Crit chance did not go up, but we could absolutely use this to just to push our crit chance to 50%, just for the heck of it. Magnet rank 2, yeah, I mean, too little too late. There was never really enough room for this. I mean, Magnet would only have been convenient. I love this kind of upgrade, but only if it's free, right? I mean, in this very tight perk slot economy, unfortunately I was just never able to do this, and this would not have gained me enough shards to make up for it, for, you know, losing out on something much more effective. Because all it means is that you have to, you know, move around a little bit more to make sure you collect everything. But still, since you do have some magnetism by default, this is unfortunately not really worth it. From 4 times farther it's kind of crazy. It's basically a screen's size. And there's even a rank 3, which I guess, I don't know, maybe it just attracts any shard from anywhere or something. Or from the entire map. I could see that being a thing, perhaps, but yeah. Anyway, it's, you know, kind of nice, but I don't really see that happening. Now, what was I literally just thinking about potentially doing? Potentially equipping? Alright. This thing, just to see 50% crit chance. I don't think the other benefit, the primary benefit, is really worth it, though. So, yeah, I'll take a look at other potential synergies. I'm pretty sure I'll keep Assassin just for damage. Shield Piercer, yeah, to deal with the enemies in the Cathedral specifically more easily. And then maybe something to help boost my shields again. To maybe make up for the lowered shield regen. I don't know, something like that. Something defensive, perhaps. Anyway, much more importantly, I'm still gonna get all the interesting nodes first. Executioner, yes please. Luck, armor, damage, armor, extra ammo. I mean, honestly, I'm not running out of ammo ever. I could be if I was making more use of it, but... And wow, we're not even close. I mean, we're kind of close, but I should have gone this way. Can we still get this? Finish the charges for what it's worth? Yes. More luck. Always more luck. Okay, so, you know, we're close. There's still a bunch of things left, but I think, obviously, we're gonna still be gaining shards just by killing stuff normally, even without any upgrades that are focused on that. So, I think by the time we're done, we should have no problem maxing out this tree, for what it's worth. Right. And yeah, next time, just... I don't know, well, cleaning up the cathedral, or I guess we're still not done exploring it for the first time, but, you know, I'll combine the two, I guess. Revisit some of those places, fill out some of the missing parts of the map. Look at that mysteriously ability-locked bottom right room, I guess, before climbing my way up to the 4th switch. We still have to find all 3 of the mini-bosses. We have to find another special, the final special perk. Let's see what that's gonna be. And, yeah, whatever else there might be in store for us. Some more horde rooms, I suppose, that I'm absolutely looking forward to exploring. Not. Well, there's obviously something, yeah, some sort of big room in here that might just be a horde loop that leads to a perk. This is the way up. Ooh, okay. To the switch, perhaps? I don't know. No treasure chests around that one at all. I wonder. Maybe that is accessed from above? No, probably not. But 2 kill rooms on the way. Right, and then there's just a pretty large amount of extra chests up that way, which we got pretty close to, and something up here. Well, actually, I mean, the map doesn't show anything, so probably a mini-boss up this way, if I had to guess. We'll see. Anyway, plenty of things to double-check, or to check out in the first place. And, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Not expecting to find to fight the boss of that area, let alone finish the game next time, but we'll see. For the time being, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.